there, friends. Rebecca here, the Dragon Librarian from Farmington Community Library, and I've got a very new friend to introduce to you today. This is Zephyr. He is one of my 2 new dragons that I recently just got, that I hatched from special eggs all the way from Zanzibar, and he is very excited to join these book recommendation videos to talk about some really fantastic and awesome books. So the book that we want to talk about today is one that just recently came out. It's a fairly new book, and it was on my radar because I was reading some really great reviews about it, so I thought I would check it out and see what it was all about. And I actually ended up reading it within 1 or 2 sittings. I think it was maybe 2, but I devoured it. I really couldn't put it down, and it's a realistic fiction, which for me sometimes doesn't flow as quickly as like a thriller or a fantasy. So for me to read a realistic contemporary fiction story that quickly really just speaks to how well written and awesome it was. There was also a lot of really great representation in it, a lot of really great diversity, and I just overall thought it was a really solid story. So what book am I talking about? It is the Luis Ortega Survival Club, and this is by Sonora Reyes. The Luis Ortega Survival Club. Now, this is Sonora Reyes' second book. I haven't actually read her first book, even though I keep meaning to. But now that I've read this and I absolutely adore it, I think I will probably go back and pick up her earlier book as well. So this book is about a girl named Ariana who is a high schooler who is autistic, and she is nonverbal. So she does not talk at school. She will talk when she becomes very, very, very comfortable with somebody, but that takes quite a bit of time and effort, and really right now it's just her family that she talks to. So when she's at school, she does not really talk to anybody at all. She writes notes, she can communicate that way, so she has other ways of communicating, but she gets easily overstimulated and easily overwhelmed, and just doesn't really like to communicate in a verbal form while she's at school. So the story starts after a traumatic event has happened. So she has been slowly becoming friends, who she thought she was friends with this boy, Luis Ortega. He tells her to come to this party with him this one night, and he rapes her. So the story starts right after that. She is completely, traumatized and on her way home and just wants to, clean herself up and forget all about it because she just needs to process what happened, right? Because this is a huge, horrible thing that happened. Well, before she can even process it or start to heal or go through any of that, all these rumors start coming out at school about how she is easy, and how she is basically a slut, and how because she can't say no, there's nothing wrong with people doing things to her. So she starts getting a lot of unwanted, awful attention, with boys brushing up against her in the hall and trying to grab her. And she is convinced that the person who started this rumor is Luis's ex-girlfriend, Shawnee, who she thought was nice, but she now isn't really sure, because why are all these rumors flying around? So she's dealing with a lot. There's some stuff going on at home as well that is, complicating matters. So poor Ariana she is going through it. So she gets this note in her locker, that leads her to believe that she was not the only one that this happened to. And that this horrible person, Luis, has targeted her, but also targeted a lot of other girls. So she ends up meeting with these girls and forms this friendship and support with them, that she doesn't right away talk to them, but she still, like I said, she writes notes and she can communicate that way. She doesn't want to tell her whole story to them because she's afraid. She's afraid of having to face what happened. But as she becomes closer with these girls and they start to bond, not only over what happened to them, but just in general, they form these really great friendships. She realizes that to, really heal, she's going to have to be honest with herself and with them about what really happened, and see if there's anything that they can do together in this strong friendship group to try to bring him to justice. So there's a lot going on in this book, right? There's a lot of heavy topics. There's a lot of deep, issues going on here. But I don't want you to think that this is a super depressing book, because even though it is mired in a lot of traumatic events, it is also very hopeful and empowering. Because it is about finding your voice and speaking up for yourself and also for others when something is going on that you think is wrong, and how to, you know, stand by your convictions in that way. So I thought it was, you know, fantastically written. It was just such a well-written book, and it wasn't that long. Like, I don't even think it was 300 pages. It was just 300 pages. So it packed quite a punch for such a short book, and it really just bowled me over with how wonderful and empowering these girls' friendships were. And how they really were able to band together and help each other out when they needed it, which I thought was just phenomenal. So yes, this book it deals with some heavy topics, but it is very relevant and pertinent to things a lot of you go through every day, and a lot of issues that are faced. And, you know, maybe this book will help somebody come to terms with things and help with giving resources on how to, you know, make the world better. So, like I said, great book, empowering, lot of deep, insightful themes and elements and stuff that's going on here. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was fantastic. I would highly recommend this. And like I said, a lot of diversity here. I loved that the main character was autistic. I thought the representation there was really well done, and just overall everything was just, it's a really fantastic book. I'll be thinking about this one for quite a while to come. The Luis Ortega Survival Club. Well, that's what we've got for you guys today. I hope that this book sounds really interesting and that you're looking forward to reading it, or maybe wanting to check it out. If so, please feel free to come get it from Farmington Community Library. We do carry it there. And also, please give this video a like. Thank you so much for watching, friends, and have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day.